Hello viewers, welcome to my first actual consistent hype video. But if you're not new to this, welcome to my fourth hype video that I've ever made. I'm gonna have to mention some elephants in the room because I didn't talk about them in my Fortnite What Does You Want video. But it kind of obviously correlates within this season a little bit, but obviously I gotta talk about that stuff, and then I'll talk about the some of the stuff that I learned from Chapter 5 Season 3. I didn't learn everything, but I learned a lot more than I would have normally for a season. So I'll let you know when I get to that point and give you the whole spoiler warning. Okay. Let me talk about this real quick. I didn't talk about the Donald Mustard interview, which basically kind of proved why Donald Mustard left his, job as the executive chief manager. And he said that Fortnite and him just didn't, things didn't work out, and he didn't really have as much creative control as he'd wanted to. And Fortnite also pulled the classic, we don't need live events. Live events aren't, important, which, is not very true, because for those who, I'm pretty sure everyone knows about the, mini live event. That's not even really a mini live event, it's more of a part 1 to a live event. But everyone knows about the live event because literally everyone is going back to glazing Fortnite again. A few days before that event, people were, not happy with the way things are. Now, some of those same people are glazing Fortnite again, and are pretty much, giving hope into Fortnite again. That's the power of a live event, in quotation marks. If you can get someone that didn't really care that much for Fortnite at that point, to get them to care about Fortnite again, that is powerful. And that being said, I'm gonna keep this short because I actually want to talk about some other stuff quickly. People need to start respecting Charlie Wen's name, because without him, I feel like this live event thing that he did, hype for next season would not exist. I already mentioned earlier that I noticed some people in comment section that were basically saying that they pretty much went from not liking Fortnite to basically liking Fortnite and are excited for next season. People need to be respecting Charlie Wen's name. Because if it was not for this mini event that really is a live event, people would not be interested in Fortnite right now. So, thank you, Charlie Wen, at this point, because I feel like not enough people give that man credit at all. Anyway, back to what I mentioned about them not liking live events and all that. I already explained how a mini/live event that's really good can actually make the community pretty much go back to flocking on your side. But even if the mini event was bad, you still can't just abandon the storyline just for the sake of it. Let me just give you an example. Let's say I just gave you 6 free cans of Coca-Cola, alright? And I said, they're free, you don't have to pay me, and then I walk outside. 2 minutes later, I come back, and then I'm like, okay, I need 4 out of the 6 cans, and you also need to pay the extra 2 cans that you still have left. That's basically, long story short, breaking your non-existent promise, and then just, expecting that the community's just not gonna notice. You can't just not do that at this point. You're known for focusing on the storyline. You can't just walk back on that decision now. That's not how that works. I think that Fortnite's just lazy. Some people are like, it's because of the metaverse. No, I refuse to believe that the metaverse is that large to the point where they can't make a simple story for a freaking season. That's an excuse. I feel like at this point that I feel like if Epic ever has said, we're doing this because of the metaverse, that's just a cop-out. I think that the higher-ups are just lazy and they just don't want to focus on the storyline anymore. That's basically it. I refuse to believe that it's because of the metaverse. It's just that they're lazy and they just want to use that as a cop-out just to stop talking about the story. That's just my opinion. Anyway, that took way too long. Sorry. With all the bad stuff out, let me actually explain some of my thoughts on this season. Well, my final thoughts on this season. Now, I think personally that this season was pretty good. I feel like definitely because of the recent stuff that has happened, with the drama and all that, I feel like that has kind of tainted some of the people's perspective on this season. A lot, to the point where people are actually thinking that the season is fully terrible, in my opinion. Now, some people probably just actually don't like the season due to like the actual legitimate issues with this season. For example, the new POI, well, all the old POIs are basically just ghost towns unless your name is Fencing Fields and maybe Ruined Reels, but even then, that Ruined Reels is more eh. And also certain guns being way too meta, so that too. But besides all that, I still feel like this season was definitely an improvement on last season. While it didn't improve as much stuff compared to last season in certain areas, I still feel like this season definitely not only is better, but definitely improved a lot more with this chapter a whole. Guns, I feel like were really good. Not all of them were balanced, obviously, but most of the guns, except the TAC AR, had some sort of enjoyment to them and definitely some sort of usefulness to them. To where I feel like it's Lootpool's good. And also I like the fact how every single time there was an update and there was a new item, the game definitely felt a bit more fresh, 100%. And I really appreciate that. Obviously, I'm a fan of the events, or I guess like major updates that happened, like the Midas stuff, Avatar stuff. While there were some issues with the Avatar stuff, that being like, the Greek items being taken out of the game, which is stupid. But that already happened. I don't care that much for the Star Wars stuff, mostly due to the fact that I don't really care for Star Wars that much in general anymore. And even then, that event was still actually pretty mid. The story still kind of doesn't really make any sense. Now, I'm not saying that this season's storyline doesn't make sense. As a matter of fact, I can actually summarize it up for you. Long story short, due to the events of last season with Valerie opening Pandora's box and unleashing all the evil within that box, Zeus is mad at the mortals and basically wants all of us to go kill ourselves. Aphrodite actually wants to help the mortals, same with the Oracle, on protecting us from Zeus's wrath, which we end up doing by gathering companions that would be able to help us take him down. We are able to take him down and limit his power, but Zeus has a backup plan, and basically, long story short, causes the mini live event that everyone should know, which will lead into next season. That only took like 50-ish seconds. I understand this storyline, and this storyline isn't really the problem. I'm gonna get straight to the point. Alright. Chapter 5 isn't a reboot. Or, it's not a reboot as Epic likes to claim it to be. It is literally a continuation of the previous story. And some people might be like, yeah, no shit, of course, it's chapter 5 of Fortnite. Of course it's a continuation of the previous stuff. While, yes, I would agree with you, look at the definition of a reboot for like TV shows and games and stuff like that. A reboot discards continuity to recreate its characters, plotlines, and backstory from the beginning. An example of a reboot in gaming would be DMC Devil May Cry, which basically, long story short, was just an American version of Devil May Cry. So basically just less good, long story short. But that is not the point of me talking about DMC. The reason why DMC Devil May Cry was different is because the setting was different, the characters, even the familiar ones like Dante, Virgil, and Mundus, maybe not Mundus that much because not a lot of people, Dante and Virgil were different from what they usually would be in their main universe counterpart. That's the point of a reboot. The characters, even if they're the same, need to be changed and not the exact same as they used to be. Fortnite doesn't follow that formula. Now, I'm not saying Jonesy and like maybe Peely and the Looper should completely forget about everything. That's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is there are way too many people that know about the past. Midas being back. This is the same Midas. He died with that shark during Chapter 2, Season 3. Basically confirmed it. He still remembers everything. Midas' family still knows everything. Midas' old crew still knows everything. As a matter of fact, the society, the main antagonist for last season, already knew about the past, which is why they kidnapped Peely, so Jonesy could tell them more info so they can give Peely back to him. This chapter isn't a fucking reboot. It's a continuation. And that's what they should have said. Instead of naming it Underground Reboot, they should have said Underground Resurgence. I don't know. Something like that. Anyway, that's more of a nitpick on my part. I'm sorry. Besides all that, Jesus, I still like the story, Jesus. I still like the chapter. I'm still a fan of the chapter. I think both Season 1 and Season 2 are really good. Good job, Fortnite. This is where I dive into Chapter 3, leaks and spoilers. So if you want to get off now, get off. before you do, thank you for watching, and yeah, see you next season. Okay, now that those people are gone, let's get into some juicy news. So first off, obviously, for those who don't know, the Wanderer is apparently going to be the main antagonist of this season. Turns out, the Wanderer name itself isn't an actual person. It's a ship? Yeah, put that image on screen, X. I don't know what this truly means, but I don't know. Maybe there's some more stuff that we'll learn in the future. I don't know. Anyway, there's also the gameplay teaser that we saw. We saw a bunch of new stuff and some returning stuff. That being said, we saw the new item that's basically, if I'm correct, it's Nuka-Cola. Nuka-Cola. For those who don't know or have never played Fallout, I've never played Fallout, but I have a friend that plays the absolute shit out of Fallout, so I know this because of him. Nuka-Cola, long story short, is just Coca-Cola, but just in the Fallout universe. That's just what I'm understanding, basically. Now, obviously, there's probably a lot more to it than just that, but just for the non-existent Fallout fans, that basically just summarizes Nuka-Cola for you. But yeah, Nuka-Cola, it seems like that's going to be a Slap equivalent item. It might actually just be a stronger version of Slap, or it could be like Banana of the Gods equivalent of that season. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But that, a lot of 4 new guns. One of them, I think, is a flamethrower, that being the one in the middle. Now, I thought it was just a friggin' harpoon gun, which, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, but apparently someone in the comment section said that was a flamethrower, which, I don't know how anyone could see. Well, no, actually, I kind of do. I will say that. I kind of do, but I don't know why there's a hook attached to it, but whatever. And also, the combat shotgun actually is making a return, because if you look to the far left, that is the combat shotgun. So, you know, that's cool. Combat will be back, and probably better than ever, due to the mod upgrades. But I also heard, through the leaks, and thanks to Ben Morrow, the combat AR is coming back to the game next season. And, ooh boy, that's gonna be so fun to use, in all honesty, especially with the attachments too. Oof, yeah, that's gonna be a fun item. I can't lie, that's gonna be a fun item. Final thing, well, besides the the Fallout armor skins, final thing, in the background of the trailer or gameplay teaser, it actually showed that this potentially could be Snooty Steps, but dirtified, or it got the Dusty Bolt treatment. Now, that's exciting because nobody actually lands to Snooty Steps. People might actually land at Snooty Steps because of this. Because after Peter left, and basically somehow, literally just because he was a collab skin, he literally got lucky and didn't die to Zeus. Because, yeah, for those who don't know or didn't see my other video, yeah, Zeus pretty much killed the other society members that isn't Peter or Valerie. So, yeah, that's interesting. But yeah, that's what the gameplay, and I'm gonna mention the roadmap now, the leaked roadmap. Seems like this roadmap's actually pretty true. Now, I was gonna mention it in my Fortnite What Is You On video, but it's probably a better time to mention it now since this is a hyped video. But yeah, it definitely seems like this insane huge leak for the roadmap is actually true, but I think since we're getting a Mad Max inspired map for next season, yeah, this map is definitely true, which also means that we're not only going to go back to Chapter 2, which I'm very excited for, but we're also going to have another Marvel season with Doctor Doom involved. And some people have been speculating that this is the same Doctor Doom that was tied into the Fortnite X Marvel comics. And within those comics, it showed that Doctor Doom pretty much ditched the Imagined Order. Yeah, remember when the Imagined Order still existed? Yeah, I do. I kind of missed that, but anyway. He ditched the Imagined Order the moment that he got what he wanted, if I'm correct, and we have not seen him since. And people have been speculating that that's the exact same Doctor Doom that was within the Fortnite X Marvel comics, and he's going to make his return to get his revenge. Now, this actually isn't very far-fetched for Doctor Doom as a character, because he's actually time traveled in the past Marvel Comics before. So this is actually not as uncommon as you might think it might be. And even then, Doom's actually pretty intelligent, so it kind of makes sense for him to do that. And it makes sense that he would actually be a villain. Even though, yeah, he kind of did help us during Chapter 2, Season 4, it still would make sense that he'd be a villain. Final thing I want to talk about before I finally end the video. I have some stuff that I really want to happen for next season. And it's only 3 things. So, one... Okay, it's kind of obvious that it seems like Chapter 5 is basically an alternate Chapter 2. Like, there's so much evidence pointing to Chapter 2 that, like, it's not even funny. Like, even the original early design of the map looked like an altered Chapter 2. Like, come on. Like, anyway, there's a bunch of evidence related to Chapter 2 being basically Chapter 5, but just different. But my hope is that we could maybe have a Chapter 2 Season 3 situation where the dust would cover a huge portion of the map, and over time, the dust will clear, and then the map will be back to its regular self. Kind of like what happened in Chapter 2 Season 3, with the water, which, by the way, Chapter 2 Season 3 is, like, my most favorite season ever. Yes, it's more fun. Yes, I prefer it over Chapter 2 Season 2 and Chapter 2 Season 4. Fight me, I don't care. But yeah, I mostly just want that just because I'm a Chapter 2 Season 3 fan. So, if we don't get that, we'll probably have some sort of water aesthetic in the Chapter 2 OG. So, either way, I'll be happy regardless. Either way. I want there to be more mod benches. That would be number 2. I saw a video recently, I can't remember who made it, but I saw this video, and they mentioned, like, there's not, like, enough mod benches on the map, and he's kind of right. Now, you might be like, well, there's, like, over 7 mod benches. Yeah, but, like, that's not really enough, and you can't even use the mod benches until mid to late game. I feel like, for mod benches being such a heavy related thing for this season and for this chapter in general, they should be available more early and wherever, like, upgrade benches were. Like, why can't we do that with mod benches? Like, you know, like, I feel like that should be a thing. And number 3, and I hate saying this, but you gotta vote the sniper. I hate saying it because the Reaper Sniper is in my top 5 things I would simp for. It's number 1. But, like, it has to go. It does not make the game better. It actually makes the game worse. And I think the longer it is in the game... And remember, the sniper being in the game is one of the issues that people have with this season. And due to the fact that, you know, bullet drop and all that. And also, I guess I'll add a 4th thing. This is just for next season, next chapter. Get rid of bring back hit scan weapons. I'm actually kind of tired of bullet drop weapons. I get, like, you know, people can't cheat as much, which is still a lie because people can still cheat, but even with the guns, but, like, I don't know. I'm not feeling it. Like, I get it. I get why, like, you want to be different and all that, but, like, it's not work. I don't care anymore. Like, it's not fun. Like, it was fun for, like, it was fun for a while, but I don't know. Like, besides the sniper, I feel like I just miss everything with the new items, with the new guns that have bullet drop. Besides the sniper seems about the same. Everything else, it always seems like I'm doing much worse when I have one of those, when I have a gun that has bullet drop with it. That isn't a sniper. Take it out the game. Everyone wants it. Everyone needs it. Am I gonna be sniperless for a season or 2? Yes. Will that suck? Fucking yes. That'll suck. I need a sniper. But I'll deal with it, and even then, as long as the season is fun enough, I can look past that. And even then, creative exists, so it's not like I'm gonna be sniperless for forever. But besides that, that's basically it. Hopefully you will enjoy the outro, and hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss the next video. And unless I post another clip, see you next season.